Tonight, images like these still haunting many parents.
It was the chaotic scene at a Florida high school 2 weeks ago when 17 people died in a shooting. Locally, districts are practicing for the worst case scenario.
Live 5's Carter Coyle investigates how many weapons are being found in our schools.
When we think of weapons in schools, many of us think of guns.
12 gauge.
These teachers are learning what guns sound like in their school.
What are we doing? What are we doing? It's getting louder, it's getting closer. What's in this classroom right now that we can barricade that door with? If you haven't already done it.
The point is not to scare them, but to teach them to react quickly.
It's heart-wrenching.
Teacher Nicole Elliott is thinking about her 24 second graders.
It became very real, and you kind of get that little twinge of pain in your gut. You know, this is what people felt.
People in Florida, people in Newtown, even people here in South Carolina at Townville Elementary. Nicole said the training was empowering.
I want their parents to know that I'll do whatever I have to do. They're my babies for 180 days, and I love them like they were mine.
I looked through 5 years of state data. South Carolina schools reported 363 firearms offenses that led to suspension or expulsion.
It's crazy that there be guns in schools, period.
Representative Mark Sanford tells me he does not believe in a slap on the hand when it comes to weapons in schools.
When kids are walking into classroom to show a Snapchat picture of themselves with a gun, that is a far cry from the academic experiment that I think, 1st through 12th grade really ought to be about.
He's not exaggerating. Last September, this Stall High School student was arrested for posing in a picture in a school bathroom with a handgun.
Have that security focus all the time.
Charleston County Schools Director of Security, Michael Reidenbach, has been discussing metal detector options with the school board ever since.
I mean, it's an incredible responsibility that we have.
For 5 years, Charleston County Schools reported the highest number of total weapons offenses in the state. The numbers were consistent until last year, when it nearly doubled from 70 to 132. CCSD tells me it's partly because of their new progressive discipline plan, which changed how they code discipline problems like weapons. The district said, quote, "We understand the increase seems alarming. However, we believe the current numbers are more accurate than what has been previously reported."
The handgun numbers make up a very small piece of those total numbers.
6 of those 132 CCSD weapons incidents were firearms. Statewide, 363 of 4,131 weapons offenses were firearms, about 8.7%. I found out the rest are in this category, other weapons. Those might include a large knife, pocket knife, razor blade, ice pick, Chinese star, chain, brass knuckle, billy club, stun gun, mace, hatchet, taser, or pepper spray. All weapons that have been found in our schools.
If you perceive yourself as someone who's being bullied at school, that is an increased risk factor for someone bringing a weapon to school.
He says if a bullied student has felt threatened at school, missed school because they felt unsafe, or has a history of fighting at school, the risk goes up.
Those 3 conditions increase the likelihood that someone who perceives themselves as being bullied would bring a weapon to school from about 6 to 7% all the way up to almost 50%.
Districts use random searches and some metal detectors to deter weapons.
Not all of those numbers are actual real weapons or real firearms. A lot of toy guns. A lot of times it's accidental. A lot of times, they're coming from work, or they forgot that something was in their book bag.
We haven't had the kind of violence that we've seen across the country. Is it possible? Absolutely.
DD2's security director worries about bullying and social problems outside of school that tempt students to arm themselves in school.
It's not acceptable, and it takes a combination of the school and the parents and guardians to make sure that these students don't let those outside influences affect the school days.
Each security director I talked to said their best weapons are the students themselves.
We met with some student focus groups to talk about those things.
Many of them will go against the no snitching mindset.
And our students do a great job of almost policing themselves.
The 2 safest places for kids by far are home and school, because they have more people around them that care about them, that care about their well-being, that care about their future. That's when they're going to be the safest.